Alright guys, welcome to the video. Tonight I'm going to be teaching you guys how to assemble this. The Evilsoulstudios.com Little Annie Crypt and Headstone. Alright guys, so right here is actually the box that it came in. Packaging was actually very nice. I have, for the most part, everything for the Crypt taken apart right here, as you guys can see. But right here I left the Headstone intact in the wrapping so that way you guys can see that each piece actually does come individually sealed like this, and there is a warning on there to use caution. Every piece, including the small ones, all had this nice packing on it, so really not any worry of anything being damaged if you go ripping them out of the box. Be careful, but just know that they are actually kind of well protected. The other thing that's nice too, which is the case with this one, it actually came with the Loctite. This is actually something that in the manual it says that it should have. And I thought I was going to have to purchase this separately, but as soon as I opened up the box and actually got to the bottom, I found out that it came with it. So that was kind of a nice little bonus. And as far as the headstone goes, this is how it stands up. Not a fan of these, really don't like these. Was hoping that the base of that might have been a little bit thicker and there was a different method. But I guess this will just have to work. And now again, since I am going on a little bit of a rant, the only negative thing that I found about this product is mainly the overall cost. Now, shipping for this, as you guys had seen the box, which was right here, shipping alone was $50. And then the actual cost of the product, this product alone was 250 bucks for this child size above ground crypt with the headstone. Now, if this was made out of, in my opinion, because I'm a little bit, hard-headed with this, if this was made in a little bit of a better quality, I really wouldn't be too perturbed with it. But again, this is actually still a foam product, just like every other headstone that you find on the market. Now, this is actually, though, nicer. It feels a little bit more sturdy. And you guys know if you go to Spirit Halloween, you're spending about $25 to $50 for just like a cross with, skulls on it. So looking at it realistically, to be able to have a crypt, which is something that I haven't actually ever seen in the store, and for it to actually look as nice as it does and be more realistic than, again, like I said, a cross with skulls, this is something that you would actually see inside of a cemetery. The things that you find in Spirit Halloween and Walmart during Halloween are not. So this is at least a touch of realism, which I do like. So essentially, as much as I really don't care for how much it costs to ship it and how much the product actually costs on its own, truthfully, that's kind of it. I mean, unless I want to actually buy, real stone headstones and crypts and things to go in my front yard, which don't tempt me. If I actually had that kind of money, I would. But for right now, since I'm not a millionaire, this is what we're going to have to work with. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our bottom here. You can see it says Evilsoulstudios. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that down and have this bland side facing up. So this is the area that we're going to be working with. So the first thing we're going to do is we've got our Loctite loaded up in our caulk gun, and we've got our first piece here, which we're going to put down here at the footing, just like this. So I'm going to do a little test fit to see how it sits, and that's pretty much how it's going to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to slowly, at least the plan is to slowly, put it on here. Okay, that should be good. And we're going to flip it upside down, or well, right side up rather, and we're going to put it on. There's that. Next, I'm going to grab the side piece, which says Little Annie on it. Now, for you guys watching, how I'm going to do this is I'm actually going to put this one here, and then we'll work on that side so you guys can see me lay this side down. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. You need to try to make sure that that don't get knocked over. So now for this one though, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to have to run the Loctite down the side of this as well. So I'm actually going to put the Loctite across the bottom, and then when I flip it, I'm going to put it on the side. Okay, there we go with that. I'm going to stand it up like this and just try to run a little right there. This way it has something to actually hold on to on the side. So I'm going to go ahead, put this on. And now if you do kind of mess up and spill any of this at all, it really would just be a simple, just wipe it off. If anything, kind of goes towards the inside, I wouldn't make a big deal about it because, again, that's actually going to be in the inside and you're not going to see any of the runs, so I wouldn't entirely worry too much. But there we go with that. Now next we will take the same thing we just worked on. We want to come over to this side and we're going to be putting it on here. So make sure I have this upside down. And we're just going to try to put a nice line right down the middle. Just like that. We're going to go upwards. And again, just fill that in there, just like that. This way it's got a water seal on it. We're going to place this down and then go right up against. Just like that. So now with our final piece, we're going to have to run it along the bottom, and then we're going to have to run it along the back. So this one is going to be the more, I guess, complex, you would say, because we need to get, 3 strips of the glue on it. So we're going to go like that, and we're going to go right here. And right here. Okay. Just like that. Alright guys, so I'm actually at a dilemma here. Now, I do want to actually put something in this to try to weigh it down, because I want this to have a little bit of weight, so when it's on the front lawn, it's not going to get blown by the wind. And also, keeping in mind that there was going to be rain and things like that, I actually went ahead and I used the Loctite all the way through the inside to basically seal it, so that way nothing would be able to enter. Now, obviously, we're going to be putting a smothering amount going across the top. But like I said, right now I have to find something that I'm going to put inside. So I'm going to go see if I have like an old pillow or something like that that I can just drop in there before I seal this up. All right, guys, so I'm back and I found the solution. I'm going to show you guys what it is that I did. So if you guys were around knowing that I was doing the train table, then I actually have some wood left over from that. So we have 4 stacks of wood, which is actually kind of giving this enough to where I know it's not going to blow over. So I might actually add one more piece. I have Loctite underneath each one to kind of glue it down. And I just need to be cautious with this when moving it around. But I'm going to add one more piece of wood, then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to put on the lid. Alright guys, so I added the last piece of wood. Now, right here, we have our lid. So first things first, I'm going to do a test fit. Just set this on and make sure that everything lines up nice and correct on it. Okay. Now that that is done and I've seen how it's going to be placed, I'm going to go ahead and take our Loctite here and I'm going to go all the way around. Don't want any gaps in it. Okay, so now that I know I have enough to complete the job, I'm just going to go through and like right here where it's kind of thin, and hit that again. Have a little bit dripping inside, not concerned. And we'll put some extra right where the seams are there at the top, just to kind of make sure that pushes in and gives us that watertight seal. So now it's time to close the crypt, and the wood will be buried forever. Now the only thing actually sad about the products by this company, most of the products are children's size. So basically, because having like an adult version of this would probably be a lot more money and a lot more, you know, vulnerable to being broken. So a lot of their products are for children, essentially. So it does kind of add a little bit of a heavy heart to it, I guess, because it's like you're seeing on here, you know, dates like, I think it's 1962 to 1963. So essentially, this kid was like a year old. So that's what kind of makes these a little bit more like sad, I guess you would say. But I mean, I understand why they do it. So just basically be ready to know that anything, and the majority of the things on their site are, you know, based off of like dead children, so to speak. All right guys, so here we have it fully assembled, just kind of sitting here next to the hearse for now. But here's our final look. You can see we've got the headstone and the crypt, and this will be out front this Halloween with the inflatable display. So I do want to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and don't forget that this year we are planning to have the biggest Halloween decorated house that we can possibly pull off. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'm going to go here and mourn over my wood that I left inside of this box. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you guys next time.
The apocalypse.